Hello everyone. I think today's February 4th. I'm here in beautiful Southern California. I'm actually staying home today because my daughter's not feeling good. So I was committed to do at least one experience or one lesson that I've learned by video, try to do it weekly. And I thought I can just do it, in my home from my backyard. So what I want to talk to you today about an experience that I've had with a great teacher. As you know, I've always made a distinction between a coach, instructor, and a teacher. And I want to tell you an experience I had with one of my teachers, Grandmaster Jihan Jay. I was already a black belt in Hapkido, and I already had done some videotapes. Actually the first video series on Hapkido, which I did with Panther Productions. And Grandmaster had known of me and actually seen some of the videos and stuff. And I was already, I think, a second degree black belt. Where I got a hold of him, he was in, he had just come from Korea, so he was in Daly City in San Francisco area. So I got a hold of him, called him, and I said, I'd like to come and visit. And he said, okay, no problem. Couple things, this is how much I charge, which was a lot. And he said, make sure you drive here. And I said, San Francisco is only, less than an hour away flying, so I'll just fly and take a lesson, fly back. He insisted that no, when you come, I want you to drive. And so I did. I drove, looking forward to it, and 8-hour drive all the way. And I went to San Francisco and I got to his dojang, and he said, I walked in, said hello, paid respect. He said, okay, go change. And we started our lesson. He said, okay, let me know when you warmed up. And I warmed up, and we're doing side kick. He goes, let me see some of your basic kicks. I remember I did a side kick, and he said, he looked at me, he goes, well, your toes are up. He wanted my toes to be down. And I just made a gesture, and I said what I used to always say, like most people. I said, oh, I know. And he just looked at me, goes, you do? And I said, oh, yes, sir. And he said, okay, then you don't need me. As a teacher, you don't need me. So he bowed and went back to his office. So I was kind of standing there going, what happened? Anyway, he excused me and charged me for a full lesson, which was a lot of money in that time. And I was really mad because I felt like I paid for a couple hours of lessons, and it was only, they took a 5-minute lesson from him. And I left, and I didn't want to even stay there that night. I just drove back for 6 to 8 hours. And looking back at it now, I remember why he wanted me to drive. Because he wanted me to have time to think about the comment that I made. Now, needless to say that I'm not talking about a right way of teaching or wrong way of teaching. I'm just talking about a method of teaching that worked for me. In that 6 to 8 hours on the way back, after going through all the scenarios in my mind, I made a decision never to say that again, especially to a teacher. And I really started being aware of my language. What are the comments that I say? And who hears it first? Of course, myself, I really got involved learning more NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and I really try to not make comments, especially to a teacher, something as stupid or as easy as I know. Anyway, after 6 to 8 hours of driving and digesting the lesson, I came back, I called, I made a reservation and for another lesson later on. So I want to thank Grandmaster, because I caught Grandmaster in the very early stages when he came to US. And he really believed in teaching with experiences. He didn't want it just to be a normal thing. He wanted me to learn a few lessons. He's done that to me a few times, which I will share with you guys later on. So that lesson was really stuck to me for years. So I really want to make sure I get that across to my students and allow you to experience whatever it is you're experiencing. So have a great day.